Pain heals. Chicks dig scars. Glory lasts forever.
Indiana Fever with an absolute monster victory in LA last night against the Sparks. Welcome back to the channel. Thank you so much for being here. Appreciate all your support. Hope you're having a fantastic day, fantastic holiday weekend. Hopefully you have off from work all weekend long. Shout out to the 19. Let's dig in. The Fever went into LA, who already holds the tiebreaker advantage against them, looking for a win. They have not matched up well with the Sparks this year. It was a big win, not just to beat the Sparks, but in terms of playoff implications as well. So let's dig into this a little bit. We had, let's see, Lexi Hull. Can we talk about Lexi Hull just for a second? In other words, can we just go to this for a second? Where is it? I got it here somewhere. All right. Let's check this out. What is going on with Lexi Hull? I wish she had that. Yeah, that is me. Like, that's scary looking, right? I don't even mean just the eyes, but the look. Look at that, folks. Do you want to mess with Lexi Hull? I don't think you want to mess with Lexi Hull. Good thing I did a video about her just the other day. Although maybe I should have waited 24 hours and I would have had this to go with it. But yeah. So anyway, I just wanted to share that. That was Lexi Hull. That was from that hit we saw in the other post game I did where she got whacked by Gabby Williams. Let's dig in, of course, to some of these things. This was a crazy, crazy game last night. It was dramatic. Okay, I was dramatic, but it was also it was a little boring for me. I'm just saying that after the first quarter, that was 31-24. It was 52-44 Fever the rest of the way. Not a lot of scoring in this one, but there was some good stuff too. Obviously, any win is a good win at this point. But Aliyah Boston, we got to talk about Aliyah Boston. She came up absolutely huge last night in 37 minutes, 11 of 18, 22 points, 11 rebounds. It's kind of wild though that she shot 0 free throws. Kelsey Mitchell shot 4 free throws. I'm just saying. And by the way, Aliyah Boston, it wasn't just what you want from a center in terms of points and rebounds. Dished out 4 assists, had a career high 6 steals. Yes, you heard that correctly. 6 steals. The Indiana Fever had 13 steals as a team. Natasha Howard had 3. Lexi Hull had a couple, which doesn't surprise anyone. Odyssey Sims had a steal. Ariel Powers had a steal. Kelsey Mitchell, her shot wasn't really there last night. I mean, don't get me wrong, she was important to the team because she's always a threat. But the three wasn't happening, right? She was 4 of 8 from 2, only 1 of 6 from 3. But of course, she also does not get the whistle that other players of Kelsey Mitchell's caliber get. Even Sydney Colson pointed that out. She tweeted that out about the games. Hey, you got to start giving Kelsey Mitchell the whistle. But now Odyssey Sims picked up the slack a little bit, had a monster game, 10 of 20, 21 points, 6 rebounds. And see, again, Odyssey Sims didn't go to the free throw line. Didn't hit the threes well either, 1 of 5 between her and Mitchell. And see, that's another thing. When you can get wins, you had your starting guards went 2 of 11 from 3, but you pull out the win. That is a big deal. Odyssey Sims helping out in other ways. 6 rebounds, 3 assists, picked up a steal, had a monster stretch of 5 points late in the game. Indiana Fever down 3. Odyssey Sims hits a 3, comes back next possession, hits a 2. And that was really, really crucial for this team. And I want to talk about for a minute with what she did also, how important it is, as frustrating as it can be at times for fans and coaches, that your scorers and Odyssey Sims is 1 at this point. I don't know if I want her leading the team with 20 shots every game, but I'm just saying, and this is where you get that good with the bad, because earlier, I think it was the third quarter, I didn't make a note, but it might have been it might have been in the second. Correct me if I'm wrong in the comments below. And even the announcers pointed out, because I was agreeing with them, you had 3 straight possessions where basically no one touched the ball but Odyssey Sims. She airballed a 3. missed another three, took another two that she missed. So that was three trips down. And Aliyah Boston, who was cooking, didn't touch the ball. I can't remember if she was in at the time. All right, Kelsey Mitchell didn't touch the ball. My point being, no one else touched the basketball. So that can be a problem for sure. But another thing I gotta point out, because I talked about it briefly last game, aerial powers and the production from aerial powers. Only 15 minutes, wasn't great from two. 2 of 6 from three is solid. Hey, a third of our threes, we'll take that. 3 and 9. In 15 minutes, 9 points, 6 rebounds, and a couple of assists. So I'd like to also point out that now in 3 games with the Indiana Fever, Aerial Powers is averaging a career high. And I know it's only three games, right? But we keep bringing players in that aren't even playing because we keep getting hurt. So this is a huge thing. Aerial Powers has been around a while, folks. 13.6 rebounds per 36 minutes played. Basically, starters numbers. For example, if we look right here, look at the numbers. Boston played 37, Sims played 34, Mitchell 35, Natasha Howard 29. Aerial Powers, 13.6 rebounds per 36 minutes played. That is the kind of production off the boards you're getting from Aerial Powers, who's really a three, right? She's not supposed to be a huge rebounder. Everyone needs to rebound. I get that. And just to put that in perspective, Angel Reese is averaging 14.4 rebounds per 36 minutes. So it's not even one more. Asia Wilson, 11.7 rebounds per 36 minutes. So it's basically 2 more rebounds per 36 minutes played for Aerial Powers. So that has been a huge addition for this team. Also, I want to shout out Bree Turner. Bree Turner, 13 solid minutes, grabbed 3 boards. But also, what I wanted to point out, because I think this is a big deal. If I can find it now, of course, I've got it here somewhere. Yeah, here we go. So this is a huge three by Lexi Hull. You can see they're down 58-57. We are early in the fourth quarter. But I watch this pass. That's a nice dump. Now, here's the thing. This is why I stopped here. This is why I want to praise Bree Turner here. That pass was behind her, right? If it's a good pass, she probably has an open layup and she's going to put that up. But the pass is behind her. You can see now she's grabbing it with her left hand. She's facing away from the basket. A lot of players here are going to gather themselves. They've got an opportunity in the post, right? Gather themselves. Their back is to the defender, and they're going to look and make a move and go up with the ball. However, Bree Turner said, no, look at that, folks. Boom, right away. That is someone that, for me, and I talk about this a lot, especially in soccer, because it's so much more difficult with the feet. But understanding players getting so comfortable with the ball that they need to, as the ball is coming to them, know what they're going to do with it before they actually receive it to give themselves a great opportunity. I'm telling you, watch this again, how quickly this happens. Bree Turner knew as soon as that ball is behind her like that and she's got to pivot and she's got to reach back with her left hand, she already knows she is going to Lexi Hall, which means when she made her cut, she knew where Lexi Hall was going to be. She had already made the decision, and she turns and she makes that pass right there, and boom, Lexi Hall, huge three, puts the Indiana Fever up 60-58. So, hey man, there's some things I don't like about Bree Turner for sure, but I always tell you on this channel, I'm going to be fair. And that play is a high IQ play from Bree Turner. Without that play, if Bree Turner decides that, she's going to gather and she's got back to the basket, but she's got an opportunity and she's going to force the shot, the Indiana Fever lose the game. All right. It is a 1-point game. So that is absolutely a huge play. Got to shout out Bree Turner on that. A couple of other things for the Indiana Fever in general. Again, another big boards game, right? It wasn't like a few rebounds here or there. It was a 40-30 rebound advantage. So we can go all the way down to Sparks. Sparks had 30. Fever had 40. Fever had 13 steals, folks. 13. The Sparks only had 7. The Sparks had 22 total turnovers. So what does that mean? Well, here's how the Fever were able to win. We were terrible from 3, guys. 5 of 22. Terrible from three. Terrible from the free throw line, 5 of 10. I tell you what, if the Indiana Fever lost this game, we would be hitting hard on the 5 of 10 from the free throw line, folks. 50% from the free throw line, absolutely abysmal. You cannot do that on the pro level as a team. It very easily could have cost the Indiana Fever this game, which very easily could have cost the Indiana Fever a spot in the playoffs. Making free throws matters. But the other thing I'll get to on the very positive point is the defense getting those 13 steals, forcing those turnovers, 22 turnovers by the Sparks. Fever did not shoot well, 33 of 81, but they got up a lot of shots. And look at, because of those steals, because of the total turnovers they forced, Los Angeles Sparks only took 56 shots. Now they shot well, 27 of 56, 13 of 16 from the line. And that's not much of a free throw advantage, y'all. 10 to 16 attempted, but 13 to 5 made is a +8. They also made 3 more threes, so there's a +11 right there for the Sparks on threes and free throws. But they took so few shots because of the steals and the turnovers that the Indiana Fever were able to pull out this game. So that defense was absolutely huge. But you gotta make your free throws. Gotta make your free throws. The other thing I will say, in terms of going forward, that's not a great thing. The bench now, playing 4 players, that's fine, right? Being 9 deep in a game, and sometimes you might only be 8, sometimes you might be 10, being 9 deep. That I don't have a problem with, but we've got to be able to get more minutes. 2 minutes from Dantas, 8 minutes from Petty. I just don't know that's enough minutes in terms of, now I know this is one specific game, but I think we've seen this a lot, right? Michaela Timpson, we see her play 2 or 3 minutes a game. She didn't play at all. Chloe Bibby, I know she just came back, but again, didn't play at all. But also 2 players that played, Dantas and Petty, got a combined 10 minutes. So we were practically 7 players deep, which isn't really going to get it done if you want to get into the playoffs and consider making a deep run. That is a problem for the Indiana Fever. So we definitely need more from the bench. I don't know that I even had any plays for you. Oh, well, I just had this because Powers has been doing such a job on the board that I felt like adding this nice kick out, boom, early in the game, get on the board, get a 3 for the team. And that's really, yeah, it's not a special play, but I just wanted to shout out Ariel Powers because she's been doing a lot of the dirty work since she got here. I mentioned the boards already. And then we had, yeah, this. I want to play this because hopefully I can play this. Uh, by the way, I got slammed on that Lexi Hull video after the fact. They're like, no, you can't make a single penny from this because you used a clip. So they let the video go this time, but they weren't giving me any of those sweet ads you were seeing. I didn't get any of that. Uh, but this is here's the thing right here. Watch that right there. Did you see that swing around? I'm gonna back it up. This is Kelsey Plum on Kelsey Mitchell. She is going to get through the pick because she is going to grab Kelsey Mitchell and swing her around. Yes, she is going to grab Kelsey Mitchell and swing her around. And I am going to play it one more time. I want to make this very clear that this is not called, folks. This was not called. I do not know why I am not being allowed to slow this down at the moment. Let's see. There we go. Okay. Now we'll try that one more time if we can. Right? Kelsey, look, grabs her. She's got, on beat. So let me grab and swing her around. We've got 2 refs. You can see two refs watching the play and yet not making a call, staring at what just happened, especially the one near side in the right hand corner, staring at this play and not doing anything about it. So what do we get out of this? Well, they end up actually getting a bucket. Kelsey Mitchell's like, well, what is going on? Stephanie White's complaining, which I get. And it's just, yeah, I'm just going to go and I'm going to get a bucket. Lexi Hull, as you can see, and I paused it here for that reason. Lexi Hull stands up. I don't know what she said. but there sure as heck was not a lot of leeway from the official who, boom, as soon as that goes in, tees up Lexi Hall. Lexi Hall's there clapping. So again, unless she said something really, really bad, this is one of my absolute pet peeves with officiating. And they do this way, way too often. You done effed up with a horrific call or non-call in this case. And again, this is one of those where I say there's no way the official did not see it, which means the official purposely did not call it. They know it was a foul. They did not call it. And then they compound it by not making the obvious call and then throwing a technical foul on top of it. Well, what do you expect from the players and coaches when you don't call something so blatantly obvious and then you're going to make your mistake even worse? And this is again where I go back to we need more consequences for officials. And I know people say, oh, officiating's tough and then we won't have any. Look, I get all that, but we need good ones. And if there are no consequences, this is again, this is just like you have a job you can't be fired from. Human nature says most people are not going to do that job very well. These officials, they don't have consequences. So do you really think they're worried too much about whether they do a good job? No. Again, human nature, folks. Sad, but true. So anyway, let's dig in. This was a huge, huge win to separate from the Sparks. We're really getting down to the nitty gritty now. That opens up a nice advantage for the Indiana Fever because it's 2 games in the loss column. That is the big, big deal. Now, see, the Sparks still have 7 games left. Fever only have 5. But the Fever control their own destiny now against the Sparks. The Fever control their own destiny when it comes to the Storm. And then next game, Golden State, folks. Golden State on Sunday, Golden State tomorrow. They have a chance to be in control of their own destiny if they win that. And then it'll be all up to the Fever whether or not they make the playoffs. No one else will be able to determine that. And by the way, Golden State, that'll be a second game of a back to back for them because they also play today. They played later today, as you can see here, against the Washington Mystics. Let's go. Lucy Olson, let's go. Rookie of the Year, Sonia, absolute citron. Let's go, Kiki, who was unfortunately subjugated into the shadows at USC, despite being an incredible player. So that could be very big. Like the the Fever might actually have the loss advantage when the game rolls around Sunday, but they need to take advantage of this. Golden State fighting for a playoff spot, playing against the Washington Mystics today. We know the Storm are going to beat Chicago, and then they have to come back and play the Indiana Fever tomorrow, and then the Sparks get the Mystics on the end of a back-to-back. We are getting down to the nitty-gritty at this point. It's getting interesting. So here are my thoughts real quick. I want to wrap up with this. This got way too long. Apologies. But I'm looking at I think the next game, let's just double check this. I think the next game for the Indiana Fever, I think they play Tuesday, right? They play Tuesday against the Mercury. Yep, you heard me. And then they don't play again till Friday. And by the time they play Friday, they will be at 3 games left in the season. If Caitlin Clark is going to play in the playoffs and be effective, I think Friday, September 5th is when she needs to get some game time, needs to get some minutes. Now, is that an absolute? No. But I think if you want her to be as close to Caitlin Clark as she could be at this point come playoff time, and you are actually want to be able to give her significant minutes and have her be a productive positive for the team in the playoffs, she's got to start getting minutes on Friday. That gives you 3 games for her to get her feet under her, 3 games to increase her minutes, 3 games to get her comfortable with the other players. And of course, this is even more important, I think, if they got to win at least one game. They got to at least beat Golden State. That's the key. It'd be great to beat Phoenix too, but I'm saying they got to at least beat Golden State to be in a pretty decent position now going forward. And then I think Caitlin Clark needs to get some minutes on Friday the 5th. But I'm going to leave it there. Appreciate you checking this out as always. Do me a favor, smash the like button, subscribe to the channel. I really, really do appreciate it. Go have the day you deserve. I will talk to you later.